Hi, my name is Al Raposo and this here is Big Al Cycles, and today we're going to walk you through a suspension upgrade on this 14 Dyna, and we're going to install the Legend AXEO 49mm front cartridge kit. Both these components right here are made right here in America, fully adjustable, and have a lifetime warranty. We're going to walk you through it. We got our Revo A's installed out back. It's time for us to dig into the front here and install our AXEO front cartridge kit. So we're going to start first by removing the bearing, fork brace, fender, brakes, everything we need to get this wheel and get these tubes out of here. Now we got our fork legs off of the bike itself. First thing is first is you disassemble the nut out the bottom of the side of it, like so. Hit it with some air impact, and then once you do that, you want to flip it up and you're going to pump out all of the oil. So there's a lot of oil in these tubes factory here, and we're going to pump all this out into our drain pan. We're going to go ahead and disassemble the internals of the fork tube itself. So we're going to start by taking this cap here off the top of the fork, and this here you got to be careful when you disassemble because there's a lot of spring pressure underneath it. So if you don't have someone to either help you, don't have a rag around it, things like that, to really push down on it as you're removing it out, this thing can just shoot out of control. So Kyle here is going to help me out. He's going to hold this thing while we hold a rag around it and we disassemble these top fork nuts. This is what I'm talking about, the spring preload. See how that pushes that out there automatically? Now, if we didn't have another set of hands on this thing and I was sitting there trying to do it, I could have released that thing and just let this thing go flying into the air, which could have hurt somebody. So we've cleaned it all with, first with like a simple green soap and water, washed it out with the hose, and then we go through and we clean it all once over with some suspension clean because it dries and it leaves no residue. It makes it real nice to assemble everything. When you adjust the preload, very, very simple. All you do is you take your Allen wrench here, and then you see here at the bottom of the fork spring has this preload adjuster, and it lines up with the flat on the rod of the cartridge on the underside. So loosen that, and then it's set factory at 0. So this is fully backed off preload. To put your proper preload, it would be based on your weight, based on your riding style. Boom. One full turn. You want to make sure that thing is lined back up with the flat. And then set your set screw. Now we're going to go ahead and go do the other side to match. Got that done. We're going to go ahead and place our dampener spring that comes in the kit. You're going to place it below the actual dampener here on the cartridge fork body tube. Now we've done that, take a small screwdriver and you make sure that this is aligned in here. So this is all properly aligned, so you can see that the hole itself lines through to the threaded dampener, so that way you can reinstall your dampener hardware. The dampener hardware should always have a copper washer on it. Now, a lot of times you can reuse the same copper washer that you're taking out of your factory stuff. They typically in and out. If you're a guy like me, you're gonna replace it every single time. We got our torque wrench here set to 30 foot-pounds, and that's what you want to torque the bottom here. Kyle here is going to hold the cartridge while I go ahead and work the torque wrench. Got a good hand on that there, bud? All right. 30 pounds, thing's ready to roll. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're going to release the top here, drop the tube down so we can fill this cartridge with oil. These things here have they all come with the Maxima V-twin oil for these things. They come with your kit, and as well as the recommended amount that you want to put in. For this particular year and model, we're gonna do 12.5 ounces. I'm going to use this ratio right here to measure. You can use a measuring cup, you can use the side of the bottle, you can use whatever is going to work for you, as long as you get the exact same amount on both sides. All right, about 12.5 ounces. Now what I like to do when I do this is I end up pouring half of it in, then pump the oil into the actual cartridge itself. So you'll feel it as it goes in. So pour about 6 or so ounces into the fork tube. Now that we've got the little bit of oil in there to get it started, I go through and I'll actually pump the cartridge itself, and you'll feel it draw in the oil. And when it's drawing in the oil, it's actually pushing out the air that would be inside of it when it was assembled. Getting a little bit stiffer as it's drawing in the oil. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the rest of the oil in. All right, now we got all our oil up in there. We're gonna go ahead and pump it again to make sure we have a full cartridge full of oil and absolutely void of air. Now you can feel this by hearing it, and you can also feel it by feeling the way that the dampener inside is reacting. As I'm pushing it in there and it's drawing in that oil, it's getting stiffer, which is something that's gonna work real great with this spring rate when this bike is going down the road. But you definitely wanna make sure you pump all the oil in there before you seal off this fork tube. Feels about good right there. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna tighten this bad boy up. Now these are all tightened up here. We're going to be ready to install them back on the bike. So we're going to slip them up in the triple trees. Install the front wheel. Go from there. That wraps up our Dyna install. We have our 14-inch Legend Revo A shocks here with 6-way adjustable proportioning valve, and we also have our AXEO 49mm front cartridge kit. And one of the reasons we did this here, felt comfortable showing you guys this is an all American made product. That's something we highly believe in, as well as a very quality built product, and something that they offer a lifetime warranty on, and we think you really enjoy it.